Hello and welcome to the Heads Up podcast with myself, DxT Hobo, Alex, DxT Nevo, and Gaz, DxT Ferret. Anyway, guys, how you been? It's been a long 2 weeks.
It has. I'm all good though. How's everybody else?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a very long 2 weeks.
Yeah, football didn't come home, so something to talk about there. So Gaz has got a little announcement to make regarding the TTFL Sterling Moss Award.
Yeah.
And then obviously other little chats. First we'll get some hellos out the way. Hello, well, welcome Kojuti, welcome to DxT Umbra, and welcome to Lee, and everyone else is in the chat. Feel free to talk in the chat while we're talking about this. But yeah, so guys, where do you want to start?
Oh, I'm gonna start it off with this little question that I put to everyone. Right. So I was speaking to my friend, and this was actually a couple of weeks ago about the last time we did this, and I was telling him, I was like, "Oh, I won't be on tonight. I've got my podcast." And then the next day, he was like, "Oh, how'd you do it?" I was like, "Oh, we just live stream it through, for YouTube, blah blah blah." And he goes, "Oh, technically that's not a podcast. That's a chat show."
Okay.
Because we're not on a streaming platform, right? Because we don't record it and then put it onto like Spotify or anything like that. So technically it's a chat show, but for me, it's still a podcast because in a sense, like, like we don't record ourselves, right? You see a lot of people that do, like, they call it a podcast and yeah, they can stream it so you can't. I mean, you can't see us. You know, we don't do a show.
Yeah.
And then there's no real video to it. But I guess in a sense, it is a chat show because we don't just do it through Spotify. But when you listen to it through YouTube, for example, there's only the background of like our avatars. So
Yeah.
what do you think is a chat show or a podcast?
Oh, it's a hard question actually. To be honest, I do see it as more of a podcast than a chat show because we don't have many guests come on. I know that Umbra said he wants to be a guest, special guest, but in all honesty, it's hard to get everyone in to do a proper guest appearance and that kind of stuff. Like with our first episode, we had two guests, but it seemed to sort of more divert the conversation to like things that people don't normally know.
Yeah, I mean, by definition, technically, it's not a podcast. But I think everyone that does something now, I feel like everyone that does something now calls it a podcast, irrelevant of how they do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
What do you think, guys?
See, it's podcast is one of those things. It's so technically, it's got to be hit the right thing. So yeah, it would be technically a streamed chat show, but yeah, I still call it a podcast. The thing is that it doesn't podcast could just be part of the name. It doesn't have to mean it is a podcast.
Of course.
Podcast, it's just a name.
I mean, if we ever uploaded it different to something else, then technically it would be a podcast. Anyway.
It could be a possibility, but technically, there's no videos to this. There's no graphics we've got particularly other than the three avatars. So if one of us did download it and then upload it to Spotify or any
even
other...
SoundCloud would probably count.
Yeah,
even SoundCloud would count. Because I'm pretty sure that's quite free. So we could actually... Or like Hubby, you could take all these episodes, put them on SoundCloud, and people would listen through SoundCloud, and then it would be a podcast.
Yeah, it's true. That is very true. So, guys, how would you normally want to listen to us? Would you rather it be like it is through YouTube when you go onto YouTube, or would you like it on SoundCloud, possibly Spotify? I believe Spotify is free to upload. Yes, no?
I think more the more the better. People need to hear us. People that don't know about us are dying for it, really.
We'll get bans of some of the shit we've come out with.
Only Gaz. Gaz has got a proper potty mouth.
I know, Gaz disgusting.
Oh yeah. I'm just so bad at the guys, and I really apologise about it.
It's probably because he's Scouse, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he's Scouse, mate. That's the only reason why it sounds potty mouth.
Yeah.
Anything I do say is class as swearing.
Yeah, exactly.
The accent. Can't help it, boys. I'm sorry.
That's right. You got us cancelled, man. All right.
That's fine.
So
anyway, yeah. So first topic. Do we do the Euros?
Yeah,
let's get this shit out of the way.
Let's get out.
So, I'm gonna start. I am proud of the team. I can't see any other reason for any English person to not be proud of the team. We got to a final, something, to be fair, I didn't think I'd experienced in my life. Like, my dad was 3 years old when we last got to the final, right, in 1966. Like,
My mum was
you don't
born.
expect it.
My mum was 3 months old when they got to the final.
Exactly. And, like, I just... I didn't think we played that well in the final. And
First half we did.
honestly... Yeah, I mean, the first, like, 10, 15 minutes. But then everything kind of stopped. Like, the people that we were getting into the box, all of a sudden, we weren't getting into the box anymore. And then every time people were trying to, like, put a ball in the box, there was no one there on the end of it. But at the same time, I also thought, and we'll get everyone's opinion on this, like, I generally thought the referee was crap. Like, and it's not even, like, a one-sided opinion on this. Like, he would give us, like, a foul for something which happened to the Italians, like, you know, like 10 seconds before, and vice versa. I honestly feel like the Italians should have had 1 or 2 red cards. Definitely one.
No, definitely one. Definitely one.
Definitely one, guaranteed. The second one is question. So my definite one is literally the choke slam on Saka.
Yeah.
How you can do, like, I mean, their shirt pulling. Like, this is the thing with the Italians, and they've always been like this. They play dirty, right? And I don't mind a bit of that, but if they get away with it too much, then they take it farther and farther, and that referee just wasn't doing anything really about it. Like, Chiellini got a yellow card for that. He's almost decapitated Saka. Like, he's a 19-year-old kid playing for his country, and fair enough, right? You knew there was going to be some sort of foul. I don't mind that. That's smart defending. But to grab him by, like, the scruff of his neck and just pull him backwards, it was like a lynch mob. It was ridiculous.
No, it's disgusting.
And that should have been a red for me, and Chiellini should have seen red. And I don't care if Italy won. They played disgusting and dirty. The refereeing was shocking on both accounts. I don't think. I mean, one of the pundits was like, "Oh, this ref's been brilliant," and I was sitting there thinking, "Are you watching a different game?" Like, maybe that's my opinion, but I thought he was awful. I thought he was inconsistent, made some of the wrong calls. But yeah, I'm proud of my team, and I'm disgusted. The most annoying thing is when it was a penalty shootout, when Rashford missed. For starters, I think the decision Southgate made was completely correct. I mean, for Sancho, for me, I've not seen Sancho play. I don't know how good a penalty taker he is. For me, Rashford, I support United. I've seen Rashford play. He scored some big penalties for United. That's the right move for me. Sancho, he's watched him a lot more than me. That's the right thing. So I have no problem with him bringing on those subs last minute for them for the purpose of taking a penalty. Rashford's penalty, to be fair, yeah, it hit the post, but the only person to send Donnarumma the wrong way, right? Yep. Like, it could have been a sick penalty. Sancho's was actually a terrible penalty, and Saka's another terrible penalty. But, you know, fair play. They're all young. They stepped up to the plate to do it. And, you know, Southgate had his faith in them to put it away, and it didn't come off this time. You know, you win some, you lose some. But there, like, the racist attacks on, like, Saka, Rashford, and Sancho is actually disgusting. And even the scenes, like, before and after, actually, like, before when people are running in because they didn't get tickets and they're, like, pushing down, like, well, not even like proper stewards, was it? It was the voluntary stewards, right?
Yeah.
The volunteers getting pushed about, and then after the scenes, all the carnage they cause, like, honestly makes me sick to be English sometimes. Like, I'm quite proud to be English. Like, I'm relatively patriotic. I'm not, like, super patriot or anything like that, but, like, seeing those sort of scenes and then the attacks. Like, Saka's a 19-year-old kid, man. Like, all these people that are doing this, they're like, what are you doing with your life? He's 19-year-olds playing for his country. Yeah, he missed a penalty. He'll probably score one for us too. Like, I think it's disgusting, and I hate it. And I'm a bit ashamed to be English, like, after, like, those sort of scenes happened. And I honestly feel like if you get caught, if you're racist to, like, any footballer, you should be banned from every single sporting event, like, literally in the world. Yeah, I genuinely believe forever you should not be allowed to any sporting event ever, apart from unless, like, oh, your kid's playing football.
No, yeah, I'll even go that step further. That's ridiculous.
I would say do that, but I think it would be hard not letting your kids see, like,
exactly,
you know, you don't really play year 6.
Your son's gonna fucking learn why.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, sometimes it's. I can't even try and, like, sugarcoat and say, well, you know, they've said it like that, but something like that. But literally, like, not just football. Literally every sporting event. If you're caught and you're being racist, you're banned from every single sporting event in the world. And then, yeah, it's ridiculous and disgusting. But yeah, I'm proud of my team. Any Englishman that says they're not proud, I think's an absolute idiot. I don't think it's possible. They've taken us further. They've been further than like most people have been alive. It's been so long. Like all of us weren't alive when it last happened. And there's always been a lot of expectation on England, and we finally kind of came through some of it. The thing is, at the start of the Euros, if you went to every English fan and you were like, "You're going to get to the finals, but you're going to lose. Will you take it right now?" Every single person would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person. The euphoria would even be like, I was on the edge of my seat through against like Denmark in the semis, and I was on the edge of my seat in the final, and we did fine. Like it didn't come off for us. I'd rather lose than play like Italy did and win, to be honest. Like Italy were disgusting. I wish it was a different referee. I generally thought the referee was terrible, and I'd never want him to see. I never really want to see that referee get like a high-profile game again, because I don't think it's deserving of him. He was awful, and referees usually when they're awful, I haven't seen much backlash for the ref because everyone's like cooped up on the racism thing. But I think honestly the ref was shocking, and I don't think he should be able to host or referee a high-profile game again for a while because he was crap.
100%, I completely agree. I said this. I'll speak from a bit more a personal thing about the fans, because obviously, guys, people that don't know, I actually, or company I work for, actually provides stewards to Wembley Stadium. I wasn't there on the day because I had a day off, but my boss basically was doing the sign with the staff, and where they broke in, where you see all the fans pushing the voluntary stewards, that's actually where we sign in, literally on the right hand side of the clip, of the people where they're coming in. So what actually happened from our point of view was someone from Wembley run down who we're friends with, and they said, "Look, guys, help." So my suit boss and a female was helping us, SIA signing in, jumped in. My boss actually got bit by one of the fans. My boss got bitten on the hand by one of the fans. Like, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And the thing is, like,
did he get his baby shot?
He's actually, in all seriousness, he's actually going tomorrow to get it done. He's going to get it done tomorrow. He's going to
have to. You don't know what some of these people have got.
Yeah, I said everyone has to take COVID tests as well to make sure that no one, because obviously the masks come off during the ruckus. But yeah, it's like the film Bug's Life. Like a steward is like a grasshopper in that situation against all the ants. Like if you've got that many people against one or two stewards that are not legally allowed to touch you, stewards aren't legally allowed to touch you. It's the SIAs, which it's a bit different. So you've got an SIA steward, which is the guy that's licensed to handle someone and throw someone out. But a normal steward, which is what these guys were basically, and voluntary stewards, they're not allowed to touch anyone. So they're going to get outnumbered, and they're going to get brutally hurt by these people, everyone gets lumbered with the same banner as steward, but they're not stewards. That's it. There's an SIA and there's a steward, so like it's difficult. But yeah, they had no chance. Once you've got 30, 40 fans that have breached an area, you've got no chance of stopping them. You can have all the stewards there in the world. It doesn't make a difference. But yeah, it's appalling what the fans were like. So even outside the stadium as well, like the mess that the English fans left behind. Like there was, for the semi-finals at least, there was beer cans and bottles and piss everywhere. Like it was disgusting. Like there's no respect for the home stadium whatsoever. We should have been proud that our team managed to get to the final in our home stadium. Like, to get to the final is something enough, but to be at your home in the final and you're treating the place like a fucking pigsty, it's disgusting. Like, it's appalling. It makes you, like I said, it makes you sick to be British and be English. It's disgusting. There were stewards taking bribes. Steve, the thing is with stewards taking bribes, I can't argue with that. It's disgusting. Obviously, my stewards all work in hospitality, so there's nothing they could do in that situation anyway. I even saw there was also, like on a TikTok clip, that there were stewards that were meant to be working on the event who have showed up, signed in, went to the toilet, and then put on England shirts and watched the game. Like, that kind of behaviour is disgusting. And these idiots put it on TikTok, so they're gonna get caught and they're gonna get sacked, 100%. That's just stupid. But yeah, it's a joke. The way that we treat sport in this country sometimes is a joke, and it's sickening. But I completely agree. So even like Umbra says he's Scottish, and he completely agrees the ref shouldn't have been there. Like I can't get into it, but yeah, the other one that I think Alex was saying that might have been a red card was the Grealish tackle. The guy that
Jorginho.
Right.
Jorginho, yeah, so he's lost the ball. Like, he knows he's lost the ball. He can see the ball, he ain't getting it. Instead of stopping and trying to run around or jump over Grealish, he puts his foot up in the air and stubs him in the thigh. Like, I'm not being funny, but you've got time to react to that, and you've got no excuse why you're fucking stubbing him in the leg. So that was the other red card for me, and I think it should have been 100% red. There should be 2 red cards in that game: Chiellini and Jorginho.
The only thing for me with that one is mainly because Grealish went to ground, you're kind of opening yourself up for that. I think Jorginho had the deniability of his foot slipped off the ball onto Grealish, right? Take that ball out of that scenario, say if the ball, move that ball like an inch either side sort of thing, and I mean I still think it's a red, to be fair. Like, he's gone in, if you don't have control of the ball, technically that's reckless, right? I think that should have been red anyway, but I can understand why it was debatable. But yeah, I think a different ref on that day and different decisions. Like, the thing is, I wouldn't have cared even if we lost more. It's just the fact that it's kind of the principle behind it. Chiellini absolutely battered Saka, and it was disgusting. To the point where I've seen some incredible videos on TikTok where there's Chiellini and Saka, and there's a train coming, and then he gets brought down like he was saving him from the train. I think I sent it to you on TikTok. Like, that's the only good thing to come of it. But it's disgusting, man. Irrelevant. Like, fair enough. Age isn't really a thing. Like, he's good. Like, he's 19, but he's good enough to play for England. That's fine. But it's just the principle that he's done that. The Italians have always been dirty, and I think the ref just couldn't handle the occasion.
But the thing is, this is why we have a VAR ref. Where the fuck was he? Where the fuck was that panel watching the game? Anyone watching that game should have been, hang on a minute, no, that is a red card. So you've got the time, pull it up, stop it. So there's no point having a VAR ref then. What is the point of having it? There's no point in it. Literally no point. It's designed for this situation to give the ref some, look, just like accountability. To say, look, have a look at this video. Just look at it again and have a look. Are you sure this is a yellow card? And that didn't happen. Not once. Not once in the tournament, in an England game anyway, did I see any ref go to the VAR and have a look. I don't know about other games. So I can't speak for the rest of the games, but I didn't see it.
I saw it in one other game, I can't remember what game it was, but I did see them go to the thing like in one game, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, I think this is the thing about VAR, isn't it? It's like, it's there, and I know it's one of those things. Like, it's not a clear and obvious error. It's like, literally, he's almost taken Saka's head off. Imagine if you're running and you get pulled back by your shirt, you're annoyed, right? Imagine getting pulled back by your throat. Like,
that's an assault.
It was disgusting.
It's assault.
Yeah. The whole thing about you got to think like that. The referee was Dutch.
Yeah.
The VAR team was mostly German.
Yeah.
But we had a great German ref.
We did have a great German ref in the past, right? And against the Denmark game.
That's it.
Yeah, he was fantastic. But what I'd say is, like, majority of nationalities around Europe hate England. Whether it is in the European Championships, the Eurovision, everybody hates England, no matter what. It's part of the political history. It's always been the case. No matter what, we saved them during World War II from freaking Hitler. Yet they can't, they can't get past what we did, what the country did 500 years ago, and it just keeps happening. And when it comes down to England football fans, ruin it for England, the English game. If it wasn't for them in the 70s and the 80s, it wouldn't have been a big thing. Then Liverpool, probably the worst. Liverpool Football Club has the worst international fans in the world. Fact. Worst fans are your London lot. So you got your Millwall and
definitely.
West Ham. They're your worst fans on home soil. So no matter what, it's like every European country absolutely hates the English football game because of the fans. So it's probably why they should have went, we'll let it go. Referee was way too lenient. Yellow cards for red card offences. Yet Harry Maguire got a yellow card. For what?
Yeah.
For jumping for a ball.
Yeah. That annoyed me. And the thing is, there was something similar. Like, it was either just before or just after. I think it might have been just after. But like an Italy player done the same thing, and I was just like, that's literally like a carbon copy. And
yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like,
but one thing I've got to say, the best thing I did not like Jordan Pickford before the tournament. Joe, throughout the up until the final, he didn't really have too many challenges against him. He did well against Denmark, so he made some fantastic saves, and I started going, you know what, he's not bad there. Round of 16, hyping up the crowd, fantastic to see.
Yeah.
Against Germany, the hypeness that you got from Declan Rice and Jordan Pickford was amazing. They really hyped the crowd up. But you got, like, if you're thinking about it, with Jordan Pickford, when he got to that final, he was good. Needed a bit more help from his defence in the goal front scramble, which is why Italy got the equaliser. But the best moment of his career is when the commentators was like, "Oh yeah, here's Jorginho, Mr. 100%."
Yeah.
And Mr. T-Rex Arms goes and saves it.
Yeah. One thing I've always thought with Pickford is that, like, this is watching for, like, I think he's a good keeper, but he's always got that thing in him where he just kind of loses his head and just has like a few insane moments, and he just completely loses his head, loses his cool. I felt for the England game, throughout the Euros, he was really good. I felt like he was proper flustered in the semis, whether it was nerves or what. I felt like his kicking was a shambles, and I was just like, oh, this is the Pickford that we don't need. But in that final, he was phenomenal. Saving Jorginho's penalty was just an incredible moment, even like for the fans, man. Like even the fact that he's standing there going, no problem, telling himself it's no problem. Jorginho steps up, and I have this thing with Jorginho. Like, I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm kind of neutral to Jorginho. I don't really give a shit about him, but he's got one of those faces that you just want to fucking headbutt. He just seems like such a little like rat kind of boy, and I just feel like when I was watching him come up, I was like, oh, now I definitely know why I hate you. Yeah, but I love that when he saved it. I mean, Donnarumma is an insane keeper. He's young. He's also massive. He's got like a 68% save rate from the penalty spot. He's always going to be someone tough to beat. That
was what it was. It was the Donnarumma. Yeah, Donnarumma right now, I would rate as the best keeper in the world right now.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's done fantastic in Italy. He's going to do amazing at PSG, especially when he's got Sergio Ramos standing in front of him.
Is that definitely
team,
confirmed?
That's pretty much it. Well, he's out of the Real Madrid team.
Oh no, not Ramos. Sorry, I mean Donnarumma.
Donnarumma, yeah, it's confirmed.
Is it confirmed?
Yeah, he signed it 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
But,
I haven't really been looking much at the news.
There is one thing I've got to say, like, what happened 2 days ago. Right. 2 days ago was a special moment for Tottenham. Are you aware of this, Hobo?
Actually, I'm not.
Right. So 2 days ago, right, it's been 44,000 days.
days. I read this.
Since Queen Victoria died.
And we still have one.
And it's been 22,000 years. 22,000 years since Spurs last won a league. So your last win was closer to the Victorian times than it is to modern day.
What, a league
and
win?
You still think? And you still think you're top six?
I think we are top six. I genuinely think we are top six. We're not barely, mind. But last season for us, and for a lot of the big clubs, was a shambles. Like Arsenal was poor, we was poor. Everyone involved in that European Super League, pathetic. But going like not to say like West Ham did well. I can't give them credit; they did really well. Leicester did well as always. But I don't know. I think we are still a big club. I said we've got one of the best stadiums in the world. I don't know what's going on with with the team itself, because on paper we've got a brilliant team and it should be at least a top 3 finishing team, but it's not. and for whatever reason why we're just not finishing that, we're not achieving it. I've always seen Tottenham as a middle table. As a kid, like throughout the 90s, they've won the Mickey Mouse Cup, the League Cup. They won once since I've been alive, and I've always known them to be 10th, 11th, that kind of thing. Then they got to 6th, then they got to 4th, Champions League, got knocked down to 5th because of the Chelsea winning it, and then we've been there and thereabouts in Europe. Had a couple of good years and we were top 4, 2nd at one point, then 3rd. The biggest mistake I think we had this season, or the season just gone, when we was in 1st and we was doing very well. Our manager, Jose fucking dickhead, Mourinho, comes out to the press and says, "Yeah, we're donkeys in a horse race." Will stick to me for the rest of my life, because why the fuck would you slag off your team who are outperforming and are 1st? Imagine like Leicester's manager when they won the league. I can't remember that guy's name. Martinez. Was it Martinez?
No. You mean Claudio Ranieri?
Ranieri, that's it, Ranieri. When Ranieri was their manager...
Martinez wouldn't even win nothing,
Sorry.
Mate. You can't even win with Belgium.
See, so when Ranieri was... No, when they were top of the table, did he come out once and say, we don't deserve to be here? No, he didn't. He carried on and bigged his team up. And what happened? They go on to win the league. So amazing things happen. Well, your manager is outright telling the public that you're shit, essentially. What do you expect him to do?
Yeah, that's Mourinho though, isn't it? Mourinho, he slags off his team, and then he expects a reaction. And if he doesn't get a reaction, he's like, "Oh, it's because they're all boys now. They're not men like I used to manage." It's just like, well, then maybe you should need to change your fucking thing.
Yeah, change your mentality.
The perfect example for me, more so, especially recently,
with Pogba.
right? Luke Shaw. I mean, there's Pogba, but there's also Luke Shaw, right? Luke Shaw was, to be fair, I've always liked Luke Shaw, even when he was at Southampton. I was pretty buzzing when we signed him. And then he's having he's playing really, really great. And then he gets his fucking leg break, like not like a little spray, not like he hasn't broke a toe. He's had his fucking leg broken, and all he sits there is going, he's unfit, he's unfit. It's like the cunt's barely walked for 6 to 8 months, and now you're telling him, of course he's fucking unfit. And he slags him off, and he came back, and he was still a bit better. And then Mourinho goes, and he is I'm gonna say one of the top left backs in the world. His performances for England were outstanding, and for United he's been one of our best players all last season.
He did well.
And next season he'll be he's incredible at attacking. He can defend, and the guy's got a shot on him, man. That finish, especially for the England, like you don't see left backs finish after, right? But that finish, mate, when I saw that land to him, I was actually confident. This is the weird thing, like it landed to Luke Shaw, and I was like, actually, I'd back him over some of our other players.
To take that on the first touch as well.
The technique he hit, the way he hit it, he like proper flattened his foot out, like kind of like almost hit it into the ground, and fucking it was beautiful. And Pogba is another person. Like Pogba was like exiled by him, and he kept moaning, "Oh, he'd rather have haircuts, blah blah blah." It's like if the players don't respond to you, then you need to change your tactics.
Yeah.
Like
we had it with Dele Alli as well. Same thing with Dele Alli. First thing he said to Dele Alli when he got to Tottenham was, "You're lazy." Dele Alli was one of our best players, and then he just disappeared. And then when Ali obviously, it actually worked with Ali. He reacted to it and came back, and he come on and he outperformed for like 2-3 games. And then what happens? He was put on the bench again. Like it's like what the fuck? Like you've got him where you want him. Why are you not nurturing him? Why are you not helping him? Why are you just slagging him off constantly? And you fucking like Ben Davis. Oh my lovely Ben. Why are you fucking playing someone that is shit at left back and then bigging him up about it? Like, are you fucking serious? Like, it was it was the best thing in the world that Ben Davis got injured that season. I swear to God, because it just forced him to do something else, and we got that Rudiger, and he's insane. He was insane. He's actually too good for us, to be honest. I think he was really good, but every tactic was wrong that he did. Like, he managed to turn wins into draws and draws into losses from last season, and it was disgusting. The fact that we went off his first game, we was 3-0 up against West Ham, and he only managed just about to scrape a 3-2, and they nearly equalised. It was disgusting. And then that same fixture later on in the season, he turned that into a loss, and we got demolished by him. It's disgusting. That's it. I'm glad he's gone. Fuck off to Roma. go and get sacked from there, but just don't come back to England. You don't fucking deserve to be in a fucking Premier League team. You're a fucking Championship manager, if that.
Like, the weird thing is, right, if you think about it, he last won the Premier 2015, right? Not that long ago. But since then...
Yeah, but he won it because he had a fucking already built team. He can't build a squad.
Don't get me wrong, he had a sick team, and also there was other teams in decline and stuff, right? So that was kind of almost like a given. But I generally think, like, I've kind of always kind of liked Mourinho. Not the way he plays football. He's like the way he sets up his team, his tactics, kind of crap. To be fair, it's boring, all this malarkey. But I think he's actually past it. He needs to reinvent himself. If he doesn't reinvent himself, he'll be at Roma. Right? Roma, the Italian league's a very defensive league, so he'll probably do alright there, to be honest, because it's a defensive league, and the Italians love defending, and he'll probably get on with there. But if he doesn't, and Roma do nothing, where do you go from there?
You
like,
can't.
A team will take him on. A club will take him because of the history, because of what he's done. But when you look at it, for me, managers get sacked all the time based on performances. You're only as good as your last game. And if he's been fired from Chelsea, fired from United, fired from Spurs, and then gets fired from Roma, I mean,
exactly.
I mean, Roma's a down cut anyway. Like go to United, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Going to Spurs, who are like up and coming, loads of money in the stadium, actually a really good squad, one of the best strikers, if not the best striker in the world, and then he gets fired. Like then you go
I'm
to Roma.
so glad he got fired before the final, because I just didn't want him to have that. I want a cup at every club. So good, he got fucking fired. I am so glad, and I think that was the right thing to do.
I mean, yes and no. I feel like if he, the one thing I will say with Mourinho is in a one-off game, he would be a good person to get you.
Yeah, but I would rather lose the final than have him any longer. I would have rather.
It makes sense, but I feel like firing him there
cost
you it more. It cost you more, I think, than keeping him for that sake.
I mean, but I think if he'd won the final, I reckon there'd been some sort of clause that we have to pay him triple the amount of money to fire him. So I think that's why they did it, to stop that risk.
I
and
understand why.
Brian Mason, obviously a Spurs legend in his own right. Like, he's loved by the fans, loved by the players. Like, he did a fantastic job. Bearing in mind he had 3 games in charge. He did a brilliant job, so I can't really argue with that. And I'm looking forward to the new season. I'm hoping that we can keep Harry for one more year. Maybe you can convince him, Nuno. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves, to be honest. But although, after his Euros performance, I don't think anyone's queued up to buy him at the moment. I think he had a really poor tournament.
No, I think Harry Kane was super underrated. Fair enough. The first 3 games, he was kind of non-existent. But when you watch him, especially in that semi-final and in that final,
he wasn't there though.
No, but everyone expects Harry Kane just to be like, he's the person to get us goals. But if you look at his hold-up play, like when he was the balls he was playing, the amount of free kicks he was winning, like for me, like in that final, he was incredible. And same in the semis. It's not. Yeah, he's going to get you goals anyway, right? It's guaranteed. But he adds so much more. He can ping those balls through the middle. He can play those balls like cross-field balls. He can hold the ball up. He can win yourself free kicks. Some of the touches he was doing and stuff, like were getting us out of sticky situations. I think he was ridiculously underrated in that Euros. I was really impressed with Harry Kane, especially in the semis and the final.
Well, Harry Kane plays like Wayne Rooney did.
Yeah, he does.
But the problem with what Wayne Rooney had was the fact that he had no other attackers helping him out. Where Harry Kane now has so many attacking players around him to help him out. So he doesn't look as good as what Rooney was, but that's only because he doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
He can rely on other players to carry the ball forward, but he does get himself back into that pocket, get the ball, play it wide. I'm sure he was part of that link-up play that started with Luke Shaw. It went round through a few players, and then back to Luke Shaw to score that goal against the team.
He pinged, Harry Kane played the ball out wide.
He did, didn't he? I'm sure it was like in my head. It was like he came so deep to get that ball, and he sent that ball.
He ran diagonal into the middle of the pitch, pinged it out right to Walker. Or was it Trippier? Trippier. And then he put the ball into the back post. Trippier's underrated, man. I actually kind of like. Why you got rid of him? Why you got rid of him? I'll fucking never know. He was your best right back.
He was fantastic.
I don't. Aurier is okay, but he's
I don't like
too
Aurier.
aggressive.
He's too. He's too high.
He loses focus too much. Yeah, and he's inconsistent. Like
The
he had
amount
a
of
sick
times
game and
he's
then
gave away a
be an
penalty
absolute shambles.
when the guy's running the other way. That's ridiculous. Joe just
Yeah, he does
messaged, Mason was shocking. Now, the reason thing with Mason, he had a big task. No one, as you can see, no one wanted to take over that Tottenham role as a manager with a few games to go and a final looming. So to step up and to do well, like he did well, I can't argue him. I can't. He had fought up to 2 months.
I don't think he done anything special, to be fair.
No, but he done well. I said he stepped up, and I admire that. I mean,
he stepped up fair, right? But I don't think the thing that Spurs need to be careful with is they'll end up being the next Chelsea, where they'll fire managers because they want instant success. But Spurs aren't big enough. I mean, to me, Chelsea aren't big enough. And like I know Joe said like, oh, Champions of Europe, Jorginho's the best penalty taker. Nah, but like the only bit like Chelsea's Champions League win this season is probably the second to bottom least cared about behind Liverpool winning it. Like, because Liverpool's game against Spurs was the most boring Champions League final I've ever seen in my life. Even actually, I mean, Liverpool fans are one of the worst fans in the world anyway. Like, they were the only people like, oh yeah, and it's just like you can't even be proud of that. That was the worst game ever, and no one even cared.
There was a 2-week break either.
Yeah, and genuinely, I think the Man City Chelsea Champions League final was the first Champions League final I've not watched in years, and I did like when they won it, I was like, oh well, like Chelsea. I mean, I'm not even like a Chelsea hater, but I just didn't care, and it seems like usually you hear it about it, right? People are like, I cared fuck all. Generally nothing. No one cares about them. So like for me, it's not even that much of an accomplishment for him, I don't think. I mean, it's an accomplishment, obviously, and maybe it's just because I'm unattached, but I would have heard a lot more if Man City won. Chelsea won it, didn't hear much.
Yeah, definitely. What we'll do, I think we'll put a pin in the football talk. It's been on it for 45 minutes already. So other news we've got, F1, new games coming out in a, 45 minutes time?
Well, yeah, that's the standard version, but everybody's got the deluxe version. I am actually sitting here with it on my screen right now.
Alright, so F1, what is it like?
Right, I'm gonna shut up. I am so underwhelmed with this game. At first I was umming and ahhing whether to get it or not, because like I was speaking to Curly, and we're like, he's like, get it. It's cheaper if you get it through the game. Get the deluxe version. And I will say, if you're gonna get it, get the deluxe version. It is a bit better. It is worth the extra money, but is the game worth the money in the first place? Right now, I'm saying no. The graphics, you expect a step up, even if it's just a little bit of a step up. I think it's gone down. On the track doesn't look as good, as clean cut as what the 2020 game looked, because looking around Bahrain, the tyre markings, like when people are using no ABS, so they appear nicely, yeah, fair enough, but then you see the old markings on there and it just looks like someone's drew on it with a crayon. It looks that bad. The sky glitch is still in the game.
Oh my days, really?
So the jet streams that me and Kelly were commentating halfway around there USA because there was nothing else to talk about, they're still there.
That was me and you, I think. So, that was me and you commentating.
Oh, was it me and you? Yeah.
Me and you,
I know me and Kelly were talking about it as well on USA as well. It's just annoying, and it's just kind of, especially like a lot of circuits, you can see it quite a lot when there's not a lot of surrounding features. Game handles differently, so when you're driving, it does handle differently. I went on it. I'm gonna go take all assists off apart from automatic gears. Just basically start from there, work my way up. I found it impossible to drive. Like I can do it on the 2020 game, but I can't do it on the 21 game. So people saying the PS5 graphics are amazing. But then again, you've got to think you're using it's the next gen. It's got to be amazing. If it's not amazing, then
I'll be annoyed. Yeah.
You'd want your money back. But if you how much better is it compared to what the 2020 game is? That's what you got. The comparison would be: is the game worth the graphics? Really?
So what about new tracks? Have they got any new tracks on the game?
The tracks are coming out soon. They haven't released the DLC yet. This is what was underwhelming. You can't even do a full calendar.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can't. If you did 5-lap race seasons, Okay,
Yeah.
you should be able to smash through a whole season within 8 hours,
Yeah.
effectively. But you can't do that because Portimao's not there, Imola's not there, Jeddah's not there.
Oh my god.
Also, these other 7 tracks that they said they were going to add are not there. Now, the expectation is that a DLC should be due within the next 2 weeks, but we're still yet to have a confirmation date regarding that.
Is it a free DLC?
It is a free DLC to absolutely everybody. So it is, Joe. It's not like they're not going to tell us, "Oh, you're going to have to buy."
I wouldn't be surprised. It's EA.
It's EA, but even though EA's all stamped all over it, you can see it's EA. It's got the FIFA feel in the background. So
Yeah, I
from
don't like
FIFA,
that.
where they've got those stripes
It's all white.
In the background. It's all white with the stripes.
I hate that. I hate that originally straight away.
Yeah, FIFA's the same with blue. So
Yeah,
basically,
but
what
the
they're
thing
doing
is, I like a colour. White is just plain. It's too plain. Too plain.
It's too plain.
And it's
but the thing
fucking
is, though,
bright as well. It's fucking bright.
It is bright. It is bright, but the thing is that with it being white, it's different compared to if you look at all the other EA franchises that they've got. So they've got Madden, they've got the NHL. They've all got a separate colour, and that's what they're going to do every year. The colours are going to rotate round, and so 2022, you're looking at a different colour again. So they're going to change it, so it is going to stand out from the other games. Yeah, for me right now, I'm just not feeling it. Breaking Point story is too short, but it is a fantastic addition.
See, I'm not a big fan of the career mode bits. Like, I didn't do the journey. Didn't play. I'm not interested in this. A journey, I'm not really fussed about. I'm not NBA's one, 2K's one. I'm not interested in. Like, this is something I don't really care about particularly.
It's frustrating. The thing about it is, like, anybody who's watched Drive to Survive,
yeah,
it gives you that kind of feel to the character.
Okay.
So it gives you that background. It gives you just of it. You're a new driver, and you're going into a team, and it's about fitting into that team. Obviously, everybody knows Devin Butler's around, and Devin Butler is probably the biggest parasite in the world. So you have obviously he's there in the mix throughout the whole thing, and it's just a way. It's just a way that the team develops. I'm not going to give out too much because I don't want to give any spoilers. But when you pick a team, Devin Butler is in another team. So I picked Williams because I'm British, and Williams was the British team that I would pick. Because Racing Point to me is still Force India. And you've got so Devin Butler goes into Force India, obviously that turns into Aston Martin. Aston Martin gets named Aston Martin.
Wait, what?
It's on one of the texts, so they've dropped the T out of it in Martin, so it's absolutely weird. I've got images, I will share them with people, and then you've got the at the one of the cutscenes, Lance Stroll is driving around in the Aston Martin with Sebastian Vettel's number on it.
I've also seen a clip where Casper is your teammate. Am I right? A guy called Casper.
Yeah.
And there's
Casper,
a mistake. Yeah. There's actually a mistake in one of the the options where it's Capser, CAPSER.
See, there you go. There is a lot of things like that. It's just like schoolboy errors that people are picking out because they rushed it.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether this whole Breaking Point was planned 3 years ago to come out in the 2021 game. What they should have done is they should have pushed it back off and put it into the if it was fitting with the 22 game, they should have stuck it to the 22 game. They should have went, look, we're going to leave it there because it fits. So what they've done is they've brought it over and fitted it into the current game because that's what people wanted. But it is rushed and it's a bit dodgy. But then, the whole thing feels a bit rushed. Car performances are so off sync. So you've got the Aston Martin, which is outperforming the McLaren, which we all know is not right. On some career modes, you've got Latifi, Mazepin, and Michael Schumacher outperforming Verstappen, Bottas, and Hamilton,
What the hell?
which it's all everybody's having problems with it, and I think Codemasters have shot themselves in the foot with this game. The F1 2020 cars, so the F2 2020 cars should handle exactly the same as the cars in F1 2020, but they don't. They're different again. It's just like there's no continuity. If you get what I mean, there's nothing to which where if you played FIFA 19, move on to FIFA 20, it's pretty much the same. Obviously, they add little bits into it. Might change like a bit of the tackling performances, but you could, if you do well in FIFA 19, you did well into FIFA 20 and 21. Whereas in F1, it feels like it does feel like a different racing game to me.
See, the annoying thing is, I said, hearing that there's obviously a bit of DLC, so you obviously being a league owner as well, looks like we're going to have to possibly either how many races are there in the calendar right this second? How many are there?
Right now, there's 20 on the
20
on the game. There's 20 on the game. So basically, what the ones that you got to think about is Imola, Portimao, and Jeddah. As long as you haven't got them in the calendar within the first 5-6 weeks.
So that should be a thing we have to sort of, make an adjustment on. So it could be like a to be decided, makes the season a bit longer, 23 races rather than 20. But yeah, that's going to be a bit frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating. There's a lot of people wondering why the short circuits have gone. I think the only short circuit that actually really did work as a circuit was the USA short circuit. The rest
I
of
actually buzzed about short circuits going. I don't think they were used enough anyway. Personally,
no, because the Bahrain was naff.
Yeah.
Japan was undrivable. It's just the S section and the straight.
Have they got the Bahrain circuit actually? The second circuit, the Bahrain.
They haven't got this. It's the secure circuit. It's all about the outer ring.
Yeah.
That is one of those ones that people think it might be in the new game, in the new DLC, but they haven't. Okay. It's not a part of this one. So basically, you got to think it's pretty much the same as the 21. It's the same as the 20 game without Vietnam.
Yeah.
And China, you can race on China, but not as the part of the season.
Yeah, well, that's realistic anyway.
Yeah, because China dropped off. But the reason why they got China in there is because it's part of Breaking Point.
Yeah, so to be honest, like I said, I think coming to when they do the TTFL, I think China will be one that's going to have to stay in the race. It doesn't matter for us. So I think it should stay in the race. China's
decent. It is a decent circuit. It's different to a lot of others. So, and it is probably the second most expensive circuit on this thing. So it's kind of got a staple point at the moment.
I'm also interested to see about the multiplayer cars, if they can actually be used properly this time.
I've not tried that section of it. I'm basically, right now, I've just jumped onto my team after doing Breaking Point. But it's the great thing about it is that on the showroom, you can actually showroom your car designs.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
So that's decent. I can't really think of many things I would
Is
say.
Is it the same designs like last time? You got to pick certain type of liveries and design colours, wheels, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but there's not many starting ones.
Oh, great.
when I started on 2020, there was a more than what there was. So there is in total. Let's have a little count. You got the 3 basic ones. Then you get a special livery called Breakthrough if you've
done the
played 2020 beforehand. No, if you played 2020 beforehand,
okay.
you get that.
Fair. So we'll look at that.
Yeah. So, well, we hope. There was one called Richter, and I don't know exactly where that came from, but it actually looked quite decent. Then you have the locked. What they call well, they're not locked. They're just staple points. Livery. So you got Aiden Jackson. You got an Aiden Jackson livery. You got a Casper Ackerman one. You got a Devon Butler one, which actually looks quite cool. But yeah, I still was that. And you got one called Deluxe, which is if you got the Deluxe version, you get the Deluxe livery, which looks amazing. But
There we
I would
go.
never use it in a career mode because it would get too easily confused with Mercedes.
Got it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the other liveries coming out because we've got in the podium pass there is 7 in there. You got one that looks very similar to the Gulf livery from Monaco for McLaren.
Oh, okay.
So that actually looks quite decent. So you got an all black one, a matte black one, which is fantastic. So
Only half an hour away, guys. We can actually get on and play it. So
have you got the standard version of you?
Standard, yeah, or standard.
Oh man, you should have. Like the deluxe one's you got the icons.
The thing is, I know, but I'm not too fussed. You know, I ain't too fussed about it. Like, I only play it for leagues, for league racing. So I ain't too fussed. But while we're on the topic of F1 and the league in general, so obviously at the moment everyone from TTFL is kind of having a little break. I want to say on the podcast as well, big congratulations to our winners. From the Xbox, it's Woody DR, did a fantastic season, so well done to him. And PlayStation, to our very own DxT Anthony, fantastic as well. Both drivers basically carried the constructors, so well done to Bitlake Barry for teaming up with Woody, and myself for teaming up with Jake. So it's fantastic for DxT in general, you know, championship, constructors as well. Looking forward to the new season. Obviously, right now everyone's still on that break. We're going to give it probably about 2 weeks before the new game, or after the new game is released today, before we actually proper start again. But yeah, so the next probably 2 weeks we'll do the allocation for spin the wheel, all that kind of stuff will be out soon. So do keep in mind that will happening. But probably what a lot of you guys are here waiting for is the announcement for who won the Sterling Moss Clean Driver Award. So I'll pass you over to Gaz. As me and Alex still have no idea, by the way. Like, genuinely, Alex can back me up. We have no idea on this.
Hybo's lying. No, generally, we actually don't have a clue.
No.
Gaz, I mean, to be fair, Gaz would have told us, and then we would have
Yeah.
said no, and then he didn't tell us, and he's going to do a big announcement, and we're going to be just as surprised as you are.
Yeah. So good luck to everyone.
So yeah, guys, absolutely fantastic. I actually did have to go back through absolutely every single race again, just to watch it all, see what I can find, see if there's anything I've missed. I put a little bit of feelers out to see what other people suggested, and there was names get fired back, which would basically confirming what I was thinking anyway. We had one person actually pick themselves, which is quite funny. But guys, again, straight away, the Clean Driving Award is awarded for a great a driver that I would say was very consistently clean, competitive enough to be in the battles, but gave plenty of room, followed the rules correctly. Yep, people make mistakes, and absolutely everybody had them. But this driver was above the rest for cleanliness. Tough competition. I'll give it a shout out to other drivers that would say that they were close in the mix, but the winner is DxT Iceman.
Hey, Leo, well done, man. Well done, Lee.
Well done. Absolutely fantastic. It was, the thing is, like, I will be honest, he was sitting there and he was just pinging his age out, seeing him, and I was thinking, he's doing really well, he's doing really clean. I always kept checking on him because I wanted to see if it was just me missing something. So if you actually watch the later races, I was actually on board with him quite a bit more than previously. But shout out to DxT Anthony, because yeah, he won and it was very clean and it was consistent. It's just the fact that
He's a snake. That's why I didn't win.
Yeah.
Absolute snake.
Yeah, you had drivers such as Antim, but like obviously Antim missed a few races, so I was thinking, even though she was quite clean and when she did get involved in anything, it wasn't really her fault, but it was more the fact that Leah was there more often, and you had quite a few drivers that were in there that could have easily won it, but absolutely fantastic, Leo, mate. You absolutely well deserved it. What to do, mate, is drop me a message on Discord. We'll discuss about how we're going to get the voucher to you, whether you want me to send you the code or whether you want me to send you the actual voucher itself so you can scratch it off and put it in yourself. Either way, mate, we'll get the code to you or the voucher to you one way or another. I've actually got it sitting here on my desk right now, waiting to get it over to you. Man, so absolutely fantastic. So we'll have a chat after the podcast or in the next couple of days. We'll get it sorted for you.
Just don't forget that, Leo. Don't forget that Gaz is Scouse, so he's gonna fuck you over.
Yeah.
All right, well done, Lee.
proper
Well done, Lee. Definitely deserves. But yeah, we had no idea. Oh, we actually said that in the chat. We did say Lee and between Lee and Jake, didn't we? Before
I
the stream
generally
started.
said when I think we were talking a few weeks ago. I actually generally said I think for my choice is Leo. So yeah.
But yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
It's great.
absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so obviously, guys, the new season when that comes out, we will be doing this again. Okay,
Yeah,
I will be running this again. But I think what I might do is I might split it. Alright, so instead of being a £20 voucher, I'm thinking 2 10 vouchers. So you get the commentator's clean driver award. So obviously it'd be between myself and who my co-commentator is for the season. We'll decide who the we think that the clean driver is, and we'll do a driver's driver of the season award.
Ooh,
So next season, guys, make sure you're in there for the mix. You get a voice. You get to say, I think the best driver this season is this driver. Because we might do, like, at the end, we'll do, like, at the end of each race, we'll drop a thing like, who was your driver of the day? And we'll see who on that. But then, at the end of the season, you might find a driver that just missed out on those driver of the days. But we're actually consistently up there to be contenders for driver of the day. They could have just won it at the end. So, guys, you've got to get a voice next season for the next award.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I think we'll call that one the Ken Miles Award. So we'll have the Sterling Moss for clean driver and the Ken Miles for the driver's driver award.
Can't let people have a voice. This is dictatorship. What are you doing? Oh, we're still streaming.
Lee with a little bit of a paragraph there. You say, thanks, I can't believe I won. But, mate, so what happens when you're a clean racer?
It's been an absolute pleasure racing this league. The other racers have been genuinely great to race with. Can't wait for season 3 actually. Your season 2, but yeah, season 3. Hopefully pick up some tips from our new teammate. Oh yeah, new teammate is Nevo, I believe.
He's got the only tip is don't crash into him.
He'll crash into you.
That's it. Yeah, he's Nevo is like the Devon Butler of DxT.
That's so true.
But yeah, we are looking forward to season 3. Everyone seems to be really enjoying it. Like I said, there's a lot of drivers are still waiting to hear back from as well. It's about their full-time seats and stuff. So if you haven't done it, please do so. I do want to give a shout out while we're here to everyone behind the scenes, like for Gaz, for example, thank you for doing the commentary with Curly. Been brilliant. So thank you guys. Thank you Top Gun and Matty and Ari and everyone behind the scenes doing the tables and stuff. Lexi for doing all the what's the names, attendance, make sure people have enough showing up. But yeah, it's a real team effort, guys, so really thank you. Like, it's actually been a pleasure to run. So fingers crossed, season 3, all more better, and I can't wait. Should be really fun. Are we doing any open lobbies after this? Ooh, open lobbies. So potentially we could have. Of course, we're not going to start the season straight away because of you know, first of all the DLC. First of all, also gives everyone a chance to get used to the game. So maybe we'll set up some open lobbies for you guys to have a little muck about and little racing about. And see how it goes.
I think Speedy's talking about after the podcast.
After the podcast? Oh hell no! I'm on that pixel. Well,
yeah, you're not going to get
game
him off
until I get paid next.
Yeah.
So I won't have it for another 2 weeks, man.
Oh, it's when we start the season. You're gonna have L.
Oh, I know.
But is there anything else you want to talk
new
about?
clothes, man.
Damn right, sod her.
Bastard.
Get her a bin bag, man. She's fine.
Hey, yeah, she needs to stop growing, man. I need.
She's like, yeah, bin bag stretch.
I keep saying that, but apparently you can't put your kid into a bin bag. Apparently it's cruel or something.
I think I
Can't teach
found
kids
Who
life
said
lessons
that?
nowadays.
I think I found the
Lessons.
title of
Oh,
this podcast. You can't put your kid in a bin bag.
Yeah. Nobody puts baby in a bin bag. Please make
Nobody
it that.
puts yeah,
Nobody
okay,
puts
that's
baby in
it.
the bin bag.
Right, make a note. Nobody puts baby in a bin bag.
Unless you're the McCanns.
Anyway, on that note.
Or Jimmy Savile.
Alex,
Or
do you
Michael
want to do
Jackson.
your usual would you rather questions before we head off?
Alright, we can do question time if you want.
Answer
Yeah,
him was
question
Nemo's
time.
question time. Doom, 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 doom.
Whee! Do. So,
We need a theme tune for this.
We do.
yeah, we do. I told you, I want like, I don't know. There was one thing, but I can't remember what the tune was.
I can
It
do
was
like- I
some
can do like
thing
the-
or something like that.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Like ha 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 ha.
Nah, I think I want some like rock song or something introduction. It's like drums and bass guitar. Yeah, that could work. Into Deep could work. Into Deep would be pretty sick.
You need,
that was Fat
you
Lip.
need like a Hitman.
Oh, Fat Lip, that's the one. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Come over here,
Yeah, that's Fat Lip.
Yeah, it's Fat Lip, it's Fat Lip,
drinking
yeah.
out a pack for Camino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Into
need,
Deep
you need
is
a Hitman like Rick Boogs.
Oh, hype man, yeah. The Into Deep goes.
Yeah.
The faster
Yeah.
we're falling, we're
Yeah,
stopping
we're
and
stopping and
stalling.
stalling, we're running.
running
Yeah,
in
I know the
circles
word
again.
stuff. I just got the things wrong. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to question time. Okay, question numero uno. And don't forget, if you're in a chat, you can play along with this too. Would you rather be forced to listen to the same 10 songs on repeat for the rest of your life, or forced to watch the same 5 movies on repeat for the rest of your life? So this is the case of if you go to listen to music, you have to listen to these 10 songs, and if you're watching telly, you have to watch these 5 movies.
Easy for me. Easy for me.
Go on.
Movies. Because I will happily watch, for example, do I get the pick, right? The 5 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I would happily, I do genuinely watch the same movies over and over again. I will happily watch Back to the Future, Beverly Hills Cop, Dirty Dancing, Footloose, and I think another film to watch that I like. Where is it? I saw it the other day actually. Where is it?
I can't believe you haven't said it yet.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm
sorry.
actually fuming
White
that
Chicks.
that
I was
can't
looking
believe
for it.
that wasn't first.
I was looking
I
for
can't
it on my
believe-
thing.
As if you even need to look for it. As if
No,
you
but-
even need. Oh, I'm disappointed. I'm not
Yeah,
mad.
no, but
I'm just
honestly, like, I would like White Chicks, Back to the Future, Beverly Hills Cop. What else did I say? Wait, White Chicks, Beverly Hills Cop, Back to the Future, Dirty Dancing, Footloose. 100. I can just watch them the rest of my life. With songs, I like hearing new songs. And I think after 10 songs, you kind of get bored. But I like all kinds of songs. Like I've got 1,000. Actually, we did an actual head count in my songs in my playlist, because in my playlist it's ridiculous. I have 101 hours and 35 minutes of songs on my playlist. So like, I love music too much. Films I love, but if I like a film, I will binge it to fuck. Like happily binge it to fuck.
I think I'm going to have to jump aboard that one. I think movies for me. Just music is just I do like I love like a lot of 80s music. I've got a very large range of music that I do like, and I can't sit there and go pick 10 songs. But 5 movies, it's like I can sit there. I actually quite like the new Charlie's Angels movie. I think that's quite cool. I have watched that a few times, only because I've got a thing for one of the actors in there. So
Actors.
Why else do blokes watch any Charlie's
Yeah.
Angels films?
Actors.
you're not allowed to call them actresses anymore.
Oh, fuck off.
They're all actors.
No, yeah, generally
They're all
they're
actors.
Oh
You generally
my
it's all
fucking
they
God.
call them actors.
21's cool.
Goon, absolutely fit. I love it. I'd sit there and put Back to the Future on it, but I know from well I'll watch the first one and I'll still want to watch 2 and 3. But
Yeah, but it
yeah,
counts, doesn't it?
No.
They're part,
It's
no,
a movie.
It's part
If
1,
you
2,
want
and
2 and
3.
3.
No. It's part 1, 2, and 3.
No. Sorry, who's asking the questions? That's
No,
what I
mate,
thought.
no, it's
If you
part,
choose Back to the
part
Future,
1, 2,
you
and
ha-
3.
it doesn't matter. It's not linked. They're 3 separate entities. If you want to watch all 3 of them, then that's 3 of your movies taken up.
Give me 10 movies.
whereas
5. 10 songs or 5 movies.
I ain't changing. I'm still
Yeah.
picking it. I'm still picking it.
yeah, see, it's like I could easily sit there and watch. It's like She's Out of My League. It's quite funny.
Oh, my thing.
So I
You
watched
like
that.
the chick flick.
She's Out of My League. It's not a chick flick.
Is it the one when a girl plays football?
No,
Oh, okay, I'm thinking of a different film then.
I think that's She's the Man.
Oh, yeah, you're right. She's the man.
She's Out of My League. It's got the guy Jay Buckarell.
Yeah,
plays a guy who works
I know
in
who you're
security and gets with his hot chick. Who's but I think the whole scene where her parents come in was amazing. It's just funny as hell. But like, yeah, I said I'm gonna say that keeps like the last movie in my mind. I think of like what other movie. I'm just gonna leave it there because I can't think of one right now that I'd sit there and binge. But I'd probably have to pick Zootropolis because I'd have to sit there and watch it with Toby. It gives me a movie to sit there to watch with Toby.
So, like for me, I could easily pick 10 songs, but I switch like certain amount of songs. I might listen to like for like a week and listen to like the same certain songs, but I don't think I could listen to those same songs for the rest of my life. So I pick movies because there's definitely movies that I could watch. Like White Chicks, I could watch that multiple times. I already have done, always will do. Probably also Bad Boys.
Bad Boys is a good film.
I love Bad Boys, and I'd probably honestly do Bad Boys 1 and Bad Boys 2. I actually myself haven't seen Bad Boys 3.
That always reminds me of Bad Boys 3 and Bad Boys 4 is sick. Hey, Bad Boys 3 is a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, Bad Boys is a new one.
Yeah,
I actually haven't seen that, but I really want to.
It's insane.
But
good
I feel like I could literally have Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3, White Chicks, and then I would probably pick The Imitation Game. That is such a sick film.
See, I love movies as well. Like I'm probably movie buff more than anything. So I don't know. It might be a difficult one for me. I would happily not listen to music ever again and just watch movies because there's some movies that's come into my head like Truman Show and Point Break and the Avengers films. Toy Story.
There's too many films. Like even like you mentioned like the Marvel Universe, and then like I'm also thinking. I like the Equalizer, like Denzel Washington films and stuff like that. Like, there's so many.
Game Plan.
I could pick from.
Game Plan
to
with
pick
Dwayne
5.
Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, to pick 5 would. I mean, the more I think about it, the harder it's becoming. Like off the top of my head, like if I went for those 5, I'd probably be pretty happy. But then to not listen to music ever again is also like pretty like quite an insane sort of like
concept
to come to. Yeah, it's kind of mental. And then, okay, so next question. Would you rather be like, if you get rid of like prime ministers and presidents, would you rather be like the leader of the world for a day or a billionaire for a day?
I don't think you could change the world in a day, so I'd go for billionaire.
Same.
I think the world, I think you'll be fucked living in a day. Like, you won't be able to do anything. You have to pass so many like fucking legislations and shit. Like, you're fucked. So yeah, I'd rather be a billionaire for a day and just do what the fuck I want for a day.
Yeah,
I'll just buy shit and I'd invest most of it, to be honest. So I'd be happy.
I mean, I'd be a billionaire for a day, and I would find a way to make sure that when the next day ends, I have a chunk of money for myself still. You know, you'd put it into something that no one, like you just have a billion. I'm giving it all to this person.
No, I'd invest it. I'd invest it instantly.
You know what I mean?
I'd invest it. I literally invest in something like certain. Like no, like I don't say something certain, but I would probably a billion's a lot of money. I'd probably half that, invest the half, into whatever I want. Then I'd buy myself a decent house, decent car. Well, I've got a decent car, so a decent house.
Don't forget though, you've got a day to do this. Buying a house will not take a day.
Yeah, it can.
You can pay it outright. Pay it outright.
Purple Homes. If you're gonna basically say you buy this house with about 8 o'clock, you can have the keys in your hand by 8 o'clock that night.
Yeah, I suppose. But I would just get all my money. I get, if it's 1 billion or whatever, however many it is, and I would send it all to a family member, like my dad, for example. I'd be like, right, tomorrow we'll split it, and that's it, done.
Yeah, true.
And then I'd invest my half from there. Then you had so much more time to think about it. I'd probably still buy some cars and stuff and be like, yeah, cool. And then I'll just send the money to someone. I mean, it's kind of a cop out, but I think if you're a billionaire and you could do whatever you wanted with that money, you'd be stupid not to guarantee yourself having more after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, okay, this is a kind of a movie one. Would you rather be trapped in the Matrix or the Lord of the Rings universe?
Never seen The Matrix.
Eh?
Never seen The Matrix.
How the fuck have you never seen the Matrix?
It's not a film for me, man. Not a film for me. Never seen The Matrix. I've seen bits.
I mean,
I can probably quote bits, but no, I've never seen it.
I can't quote bits. So how the fuck have you not seen it?
No, I've just. The bit I can quote is like, "Open your mind." That bit. I can literally I can picture it. I can see bits of the film. We're doing the bullet bit, but no. I'd probably have to choose Lord of the Rings in that sense.
He's the type of guy who picked the blue pill anyway.
I got no idea.
How have you not seen the Matrix?
No, never seen it. Never seen The Matrix.
I'm not going to sit here and say they're my favourite films because they ain't. But
there's a lot of films. I've got a list of films that I haven't watched because my boss had the same gripe with me. Considering how much I love movies, and you know this as well. There's a list of films. This is the thing.
You literally just said how much you love films, and you've not even said we grew up with The Matrix, man. This is
this was made. This list was made 2020 did this Christmas 2020. Right. This is the. Well, actually, probably before that. But I've edited it since because obviously I've watched some films during lockdown. Okay, films I haven't seen. Scent of a Woman. Never seen that. Leon. I never saw Goodfellas up until this point. Then I've seen Goodfellas now. Fucking amazing film. Goonies. I've seen as a kid, but not all the way through. Because I remember bits of it. But yeah, I've now seen that all the way through. A film called Heat. I've never seen. The Departed. I've never seen. Usual Suspects. I've never seen. Reason being, I've not seen that because I know how it ends. It's one of the biggest spoilers in the world. That I know who the killer is instantly. Because it's in so many fucking films and TV shows. Scarface, never seen it. Casino, never seen it. And Godfather 1, 2 and 3, never seen. And Matrix being one of them, another film I've never seen.
The Godfather, I will say, you need to watch.
Yeah, everyone says it. I've never seen it.
I've not seen number 3, but honestly 1 and 2.
See, I'm not
number 1.
There's certain films I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of the gangster films. If I sit there and I see a gangster film on, I wouldn't watch it. There's certain films I've seen, like for example, Football Factory, The Business. I've seen, and I think they're fucking quality films. I think they're underrated as films from Danny Dyer. I think they're quality films. Another film I've watched is Legends with Tom Hardy. Fucking amazing film. Fucking amazing film.
He's fucking fantastic. Tom Hardy is underrated.
Legend.
He's fucking insane. Have you seen him also in Peaky Blinders?
I've not seen that either. See, that's something again.
I haven't watched all the Peaky Blinders, but I've watched the first 2 or 3 seasons. Tom Hardy is a mate. Legend is a sick film. Tom Hardy is
shootout, fucking shootout.
That's actually quite good.
Yeah. That's actually that was pretty good.
My accent?
Yeah.
That was actually pretty spot on. I like that.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
The thing is, like I said, it's I suppose it's relatable to me because I think I've told you, Alex, but my granddad once told Ronnie to go fuck off, you gay puff, and somehow I'm still walking about. But my granddad did know of the pair of them. He owned the club and he wanted basically a massive mural put on the wall because my granddad used to work in a printing shop and he went, that's not fucking doable. He went, oh fucking make it doable. He went, no, it can't be. I want a fucking picture on the fucking wall. Went, no, it ain't doable, mate. Yeah. And they're the row. And he called him. He went, I'm not going to give a fuck you, he is. But yeah.
Fair play to him.
Fair play. But yeah, I fucking love the film. Like I said, I think he's such an underrated actor for that film. The fact that he's playing both roles as well is incredible.
Oh he's incredible.
But yeah, there's films that you probably list some films that I 100% need to watch and I haven't seen them. But yeah, I've seen things like Footloose and fucking Hello Dolly and films like that. It's fucking weird.
Have you seen Twilight?
No,
but I don't want to fucking see Twilight. That can fuck off.
Yeah, that's fine. What about you guys? Have you seen Twilight?
I have seen Twilight, but it was I was looking after my niece and it was what she wanted to watch. So.
Something like Twilight is the sort of thing I'm interested in. I play a lot of my MMOs and that sort of fantasy world, but I've never watched Twilight. and I can't bring myself to watch it either.
Alright.
You know
I
what?
was
Go
on, yeah, sorry, carry on.
it is one of those things that you sit there and go like, you know what? Why the hell am I watching this shit? But like, they could have done a lot more with it. The end is just such an anticlimax. So it's just not even.
What I was thinking, twisting up your question, like Lord of the Rings universe, Star Wars universe, or the Harry Potter universe.
Harry Potter.
Oh.
There's three.
If you didn't say Harry Potter, I was gonna jump straight into Star Wars because I do love Star Wars. But then
for me,
I don't want to be fucking my sister who's not born, man. Can't be doing that.
100% Harry Potter.
Hey, you don't have to be a freaking like a Skywalker.
No, you're just in the.
Why would you not want to be a Skywalker?
No, you're just in the universe.
Maybe I want to be. Yeah, but if I'm going to be in a universe, I want to be Skywalker, don't I?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't want to be Harry Potter if I was in the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah, no, I'd want to be Ron Weasley.
Yeah, of course you would. I wouldn't even want to be a character. I wouldn't even want to be a named character. I just want to be in it. He gets killed. Fuck that.
Oh yeah, but if he really, really, really wanted to, he could.
But I just want to be a wizard. I don't give a shit. I would happily be a wizard. I'd be in Slytherin house. I'd be fucking loving life, mate.
I'd go in there just to like beat the shit out of Malfoy. Like every time he like even like blinked, just punch him in the face.
So what house would you be in, Harry Potter?
Me? Oh mate, I'd definitely be a. I mean, realistically, I'd be a Slytherin, but I'd go in there and be Gryffindor, 100%. Realistically, being me, I would obviously be Slytherin.
Yeah. Gaz?
It's
into a bumhole.
See, it's like I did do you know those stupid tests that people have on Facebook and see which house. I've done quite a few of them, and most of them have been Gryffindor or Ravenclaw.
I can see as Ravenclaw actually. I think Ravenclaw suits you better.
Yeah. See, like Gryffindor will suit me because like I don't give edge. Like I don't have a fear effect at all. I'm not scared of anything. So which but then I am actually quite smart. So Ravenclaw's better that way.
So yeah, I was I see when I was in primary school, year 6, Harry Potter was coming out in the cinema, so we knew about the house obviously from the books and stuff. My school had no imagination, my primary school, so they assigned us for sports day. We was obviously already in not houses, but it was like teams. It was always the same colour: green, red, yellow, blue. So they just changed the name. They turned it into houses. So they did a proper thing. We did not a sorting hat, but they did sort us into houses based on whatever. I can't remember what it was. And I was sorted into Slytherin. And we just dominated everything. And what firmed it for me was that 8 years later, my sister goes to that same school, and she's automatically put in a Slytherin. So I thought, okay, we are a Slytherin house. It's fine. I love it. But yeah, Slytherin definitely one for me. And they look. I like snakes. I think they're fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't mind snakes actually. I quite like all like the venomous snakes and stuff. But I wouldn't handle them. I'm not a nutter. But
oh yeah, I've handled snakes before, but obviously not venomous snakes.
I'd handle a snake. I just wouldn't think about keeping venomous reptiles in general. But still, yeah. But anyway, so you'd pick the Lord of the Rings universe.
Yeah, if I had to, I had to.
And then, it is.
I would have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I'd have to pick Matrix.
You'd pick Matrix.
Yeah.
What would you pick?
I'd pick Lord of the Rings.
I just don't get Lord of the Rings, to be honest.
I
really don't get it.
Like the movies are iconic, right? The thing with me is like I'm not a massive Lord of the Rings fan. Like the whole part of it is something I really enjoy. The problem I find with Lord of the Rings film is they spend like most of the second one they're walking through a fucking field. Like that sort of stuff pisses me off. I have no problem with storytelling, but they done it like their films are like 3 hours long because of it, and it's like you could have cut out. I don't like it when films kind of like fast forward and skip too much, but they kind of done it almost the complete opposite and a bit too much. But I do like it. It is good.
The one thing that got me about Lord of the Rings mainly is the fact that Gandalf goes to the little hobbit and go, right, yeah, you're going to take this ring and take it to that mountain and throw it on there. And then right at the end, calls in those freaking eagles to go and pick them up from that volcano and bring them back. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
why couldn't he just give? You know what? We'll send you on an eagle.
Because you
fly
couldn't
over there and
trust
just
them.
drop them.
Because you couldn't trust the Eagles. That's the thing.
The thing, he had power over the eagles. He's always had the background of Gandalf. He was someone who had very good relationships with other species. So he had very good relationship with the tree people, the eagles. It's like he always had that, and yeah,
It's like the same thing with what do you call it? The Indiana Jones film, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like I read somewhere, and I watched it on telly. Like that film, if you take Indiana Jones out of that film, it doesn't change the outcome of the film. It still ends the exact same way.
yeah.
I thought it's like I said, loopholes like that I do quite like. Like there's also Back to the Future's one, which is like when he first arrives at Twin Pines Mall to meet the doctor with the car. It's called Twin Pines Mall. Then obviously he goes back to the future, comes back. It's now Lone Pines Mall because he destroyed it, which means what he went back freshly from Twin Pines to Lone Pine, he's impacted there. But the loophole with that one is he's already influenced the world because of Chuck Berry's Johnny Be Good, because he played it and Marvin showed him. So technically, Marty always went Back to the Future. Also, he's named after himself. Like, so there's a lot of loopholes that already suggest that he's already been Back to the Future and was always meant to go Back to the Future. But yet that Twin Pines Mall thing kind of got fucked over. It's that little loophole like that. And also, what I don't get, like, if George McFly, like older now, seeing his son grow up, looking more like his high school friend Marty, wouldn't you think, where have you been, Lorraine? Why do you want to call him after Marty? Like, why wouldn't it be the first son called Marty? Why is it the third son, the third child called Marty? Like, and also he looks like him. So it's almost like she's having an affair and he's okay with it. Oh yeah, so little things like that make me laugh. But yeah, wait, what was I going to say? So, I've got to follow up your question, Alex. So, for you two, what TV cartoon universe would you like to live in? South Park, or Futurama, or Simpsons, or Family Guy? There's four. We've got 4 options.
South Park.
Oh, I wouldn't. I couldn't pick any.
It's no contest.
You couldn't pick any.
I couldn't.
How do you not
really
pick South Park?
Simple reason, I do not want a bulbous round head. I could not live in that. Like, oh mate, I look like it.
I would love it. Cartman is probably he'd be the best person to hang around with. He'd be a fucking dick, but it'd be so funny.
Yeah, I understand the like it'd be funny to hang around with Eric Cartman, but I don't think I could live in that world universe. I really couldn't.
Oh, I think 100%
I couldn't live in Futurama. I think
Futurama would be the same as
Simpsons.
well.
It's just like,
my second pick would be Futurama.
Yeah.
It would be South Park way in head, like just
Miles
astronomically high, like, and then it would be Futurama, and then it would be. The thing is, I'm not a massive fan of The Simpsons, and I've never liked Family Guy. So
Simpsons would be the bottom for me. Family Guy would be third, but I do like Family Guy is a funny to an extent.
I would probably. The thing is, I've recently watched some of the newer Simpsons. They're actually quite funny, but universe-wise, I think I'd rather be in the Family Guy universe because it's more risque.
Yeah.
I feel like it would suit me more.
yeah,
Like talking dogs.
yeah. I would probably go Family Guy, then South Park, then Simpsons and Futurama.
You're wrong.
And but the thing is, in all fairness, there's so like I just couldn't pick.
That's fair.
I'd rather live in in a pineapple under the sea. Like I would honestly than pick any of those 4. But then I was like when you start that question, I go, oh, go on, say Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, Pokemon. Okay. Simpsons are Pokemon. Sorry, South Park are Pokemon from me and Alex. That would be hard. That would be genuine. I think I'd pick Pokemon over Simpsons, over South Park. I would love to live in the Pokemon universe.
Am I a Pokemon trainer? That's the thing.
Yeah, I'd be a Pokemon trainer, 100%.
Oh, that's actually really tough. I think that is tough. Not sure what I'd answer because I feel like South Park would be. I don't know. I feel like I would be a Pokemon trainer, but I like South Park so much, and if I was in it, mate. Oh,
I'd love South Park for one reason, and that's I get to blame Canada for everything.
yeah.
Canada.
Carl's mum's a bitch, and that's it. It's
yeah.
like,
Where?
That bitch is the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. Just a big bitch, and there's one of the bitches in the future. Are there boys and girls? Shut your fucking mouth, Carmen! Alright, but anyway, I think we better wrap it up there because we've been about an hour and a half now. So,
I've got to watch the South Park movie now, guys. Thanks very much.
Yeah, go and watch it. Go and watch it. Add it to your list of 5.
That's it.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Well done again to Lee for winning the Young Drivers Award, the Clean Drivers Award, the Sterling Moss Award. So well done to that. Do tune in to DxT TTFL Discord. At some point we'll be sorting out who's going to be on what car and that kind of stuff. But yeah, any final words, Alex, Gaz?
Just again, yeah, thanks very much, guys, and well done again, Lee. Absolutely fantastic season. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah, let's try and change my opinion of this game, like, because I'll find it really hard right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Alex? Yeah, just well done, Leo, or Lee, sorry. Looking forward to racing with you next season. I won't have much time to practice. I'm not, like I said, I'm not getting it for like another 2 weeks anyway, so I'll be a bit behind. Still learning my wheel. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in another 2 weeks' time. Yeah, have a good evening.
Yeah, good night all. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I thought we better turn it off because we literally had no one watching. There was like 2 people in the thing.
Yeah, people can't handle it, mate.